do. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore. I was getting such good insight from James from court. I have him still here, and I want to talk about the jury. Thanks for sticking around, James. I appreciate it. Glad we stumbled upon each other. Literally, I was going to do a story about this Elaine crying, and I saw the tweet, and I saw you followed me. I'm like, hey, let's see if he's around. He's like, yes, I'm here. Let's do it. Thank you for making the time, brother. All right, so we talked about Elaine. You were there. You saw her crying. We talked about the lawyers. You guys can go watch that video. I want to talk about the jurors in this one because we lost 2 jurors, right? 2 jurors were there. Yep. We had 9 jurors, but it's a 7-jury thing for civil cases, and 2 of them were let go. I can't imagine how frustrating that is to sit there all invested, and then the last finish line, you're like, sorry, we don't need you. You're like, and from what I'm told, the 2 that were pulled were pretty animately supportive of Johnny, correct? Or what are your thoughts on the 2 that were pulled?
They were going to be pretty supportive of him. So it was sad to see them go. And they were visibly, one of the woman who was let go, she was visibly upset. I think she had invested a lot of her time and energy into this. Yeah.
So because I've been hearing that a lot from all the people who are sort of studying the jury. That I think it was 2, and I forget. I'm trying to get the graphic while you're talking. But yes, so that was for people who are like rooting for the jurors who were there to clearly help Johnny. We did lose 2 good ones. What are your feelings though on that day before we even get there? On the day of the closing arguments, how was the jury reacting from your point of view, or from what you've heard, or I guess you weren't there that day. How has the jury been overall looking towards this case?
Yeah, well, I was outside the courtroom, so I would ask my friends who were inside. The jury was pretty stoic, as far as I'm told. They didn't really react a lot during the final, closing arguments, and that is pretty standard. I think this is a jury that takes themselves very seriously. They take their decision very seriously, so I'm not surprised at the last day that they were very composed. I will say, though, that there are jurors who have not remained composed during this time. I've seen a lot of skeptical faces, a lot of eyebrow raises, a lot of eye rolls. We still have, I think, some solid members on the team who are very pro Johnny Depp. Juror 9, who was, I think, the biggest Depp supporter, not necessarily like supporter of him, but more so like disbelieved the testimonies on Amber's side. He was the biggest one, and he's still there. So I think he'll end up being the foreman, or at least someone who will guide the foreman. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I have this breakdown because and I'll probably still do a rundown with him as well with Rob Law and Lumber. But this was, so juror 9, this is what you're saying. Who did we lose? We lost
2 and we lost 8.
Okay, 2 and 8. I'm going to try and quickly adjust that while we're live. So 2 and 8, but you're out of these numbers that you were witnessing, because you were there for several weeks profiling these guys, you think 9 is the most visually supportive of Johnny from your guess? Because obviously we don't know, but from what you're guessing.
100%, yes.
Is there someone in there that you feel like was more, towards Amber?
I would say possibly, we thought 4, 5, and maybe 7. But 5 was giving indication that she was bored during some of Amber Heard's side's testimonies. And then also number 4, I think there's some reasons why she might not really like Amber's story that much. So I don't know. I really don't. If I was Team Amber going into it, I don't think I would feel great after seeing most of the jury's reactions.
Why is that? What has some of the reactions been?
Yeah, so we've seen a lot of eye rolls, a lot of head shaking, a lot of raised eyebrows to certain parts. And I just think, again, this is a smart jury, and when there hasn't been a lot of compelling evidence, and that's the main part, I think, that's going to play a role for their decision making. It's going to be less about the theatrics and the emotion, and more about what actual evidence they have.
So it's because it's obviously they're not supposed to show any reaction. And apologies, I want to get this graphic up so I'm updated now that we're looking at it. They're not supposed to show any reaction, obviously. Here is it. But from what you're gathering, why didn't this save? Sorry, bear with me. What's been like the most like biggest reaction you feel like you've seen all of them sort of react to? Who was like the hottest guest? You know what I'm saying? Like which witness kept them on the edge of their seat the most?
Of Amber's side, I think Amber. I mean, that really did it for a lot of them. They did not, her story did not resonate with them. I don't think they found it believable. That was when I noticed Juror 9 start to give the most amount of looks. He looked at her with disbelief at some points in her own stories, which normally you would want a jury to sympathize with you, and they were not doing that.
So looking at this here, we lost 2 and 8. We have 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, 4, 5, 9. Based on and you're saying 9's a sure bet. Who else do you think is the sure? I mean, they all got to be unanimous, so it doesn't even matter. The holdout again was which number, you think?
I think possibly you could see either 4 or 7. 7 gave no faces at all. He was very intent on looking at the witness and writing things down the entire time.
And then why 4?
4 because she seems like a very serious person, and I think she would just, I don't know, she seems like a type that might want to give the benefit of the doubt to the victim.
Again, based off sort of just watching your movement. All right, so I'm adjusting this as we're on the fly. And then, so 4, 7 you're doubtful on. 9 you're sure about. Anybody else you're sure about?
1, I'm sure about 1. And maybe actually, no, I'm sorry, 3 might be one of the most I'm doubtful about. I think 4, I think you're going to see 4 go with the team and go with what 9 says. 9 and 1 are definitely going to be for Johnny Depp. I think you're going to see also 6. He seemed to be someone that was moved a lot by like substance issues whenever that was brought up, and especially like the different drug use. So we felt like he might know someone that has it, or has known someone with a substance abuse problem, which might make him sympathize towards Johnny Depp.
6, you're saying?
So yeah.
So 6,
yeah,
9, 6. And who was the other number?
6, definitely 1, 9 for sure. 6, I think, and I think 4 too. I think 4 will come. We had a Twitter follower of mine who gave a really great perspective about why she believed 4 might not believe Amber based on, history of our country and allegations against people with sexual violence. So,
and then so that leaves here we go, have it now updated with what you're telling me. That leaves again with as we're breaking down our guests, your guests, or someone who saw them all. 4 you think will come around, so I give them a green. 5, you didn't say anything about 5.
5, I don't know. She's very hard to read. I would say mixed. She could be a type that would believe the victim, but also there was times where she would swivel in her chair and look away and not really pay attention to both sides, but sometimes to Amber's side as well. So that's and she wasn't at all emotionally compelled during Amber's testimony. Like, for a young woman, she didn't cry at all. She didn't look down or look really upset by what Amber was saying. And if you're someone who's believing when someone's telling you such a horrible story, you usually would sympathize with them physically, but she didn't.
So here's we have clearly a majority based off your insight that is going to be Johnny, and then you have 2 holdouts, and then you have really 2 unsures. But the 3 for sure's bring it to a majority of, do you think those are going to, you feel pretty confident they're going to stick around and not waver? So that's going to put then, because this is unanimous, if the others don't budge and agree with Johnny, we got a mistrial. We got to go do it all again, I guess. It's what ends up happening.
Yeah. I don't think that'll happen. No one wants to do this again. The jury doesn't want to do it. The court doesn't want to do it. And the jury doesn't want to put other people, unsuspecting members, through another 6 weeks of this. I think you'll see the group go. I think 7 will go with 6. Not only did they sit next together, but they seemed to be kind of friendly at points. So I think you'll see 7 go with 6 as well.
And then that leaves 3, and you already said 4 is probably already come around. That leaves 3 and 5 as the wild cards. And will they feel confident enough, which without any reaction, do they feel confident enough that they're going to hold out and make everyone stay to defend her is going to be the question, which that's a big if, right? Because that'll piss everybody off that they were the holdouts.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't think you'll see a holdout though.
Well, interesting. All of you guys who were feeling nervous, maybe this will make you feel a little bit more comfortable. So at the end of the day, your prediction, you feel pretty confident now after watching these people, being in that court, seeing how they were reacting. You were there for a lot of these days. Your reaction is what? Who's going to win?
I think you're going to see Johnny win. I don't know how much money he'll win, but I think you'll see her case. She won't get anything for her suit, her counterclaim, and then I think he will be awarded at least something with the defamation, for sure.
Well, there you go. That's what we're hoping for. We will see. Any other final thoughts or things you want to share to the audience about your jury witnessing?
No, I mean, just that they are, again, whatever decision they make, I think they took the evidence really seriously, and I think that they're doing the best they can to be fair and balanced with this. So, you know, if we see that maybe Johnny isn't awarded as much money as we would like, it's because that they're trying to be fair and say, well, he did make mistakes too, and that could be a part of why he lost money. But I think you'll see a good, solid win for the Johnny Depp team.
Well, and let's be clear, he said he doesn't even want the money. That's not really what this is about. So
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm so excited. I did find the full montage. There we all are. All of Law
nice.
2. Bravo to all of them. We got me, Tug,
awesome.
and then there he is, James from court. So awesome to see this. I forgot who made this, but bravo whoever did. And there it is. Follow James from court on Twitter. So good to meet you, dude. Come back next week if you're around. Would love to have you on a live.
Absolutely.
You can offer some insight. And stay tuned. We are going to try and get Rob from Law and Lumber on as well to get his analysis on the jury. Let's see what another person thinks. Very excited to do that. Make sure if you haven't already, guys, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for all alerts, smash the like button, leave a comment down below, and make sure you follow both James and I on Twitter. There it is. James from Court and Andy Signore. You can find us there. Appreciate you, James. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more here on Popcorn Planet.